Welcome back to Ben's Apisto channel. This is one of my only pair now of Apistogramma cacatuoides. I ended up selling the other pair that I had to a friend who wasn't interested in breeding them. He just really liked them. They weren't breeding, so I ended up selling them to a friend. I ended up keeping the smaller of the two males, which is on the right here, and Trudy, who ended up bonding with this male pretty well. They're a pretty good couple. I've got them in a new tank here. They used to be in a 40-gallon breeder divided in half with another pair of Apistogramma cacatuoides, the one that I sold to my buddy. So since I only had these two fish plus the 7 Nanostromus beckfordi, the golden pencil fish, in that 15-gallon aquarium, or the 40-gallon aquarium, I decided to downgrade, which is my original plan, was just to have all of these guys in 15 or possibly 20-gallon aquariums, maybe 10-gallon for grow-outs. So these guys are doing pretty well. I did end up getting a new cichlid cave back there. The cichlid cave has been working pretty well for these guys. The female has been defending that cave like crazy and making it her own territory. The male's been definitely showing off to her and following her into the cave. Where this 40-gallon used to be is now a 15-gallon Tetra tank and a 10-gallon Aqueon tank, or Aqueon, however you say it. In this tank, I'm keeping Apistogramma Macmasteri. There's the male right there. See if I can get him to come up and come a little bit closer. I've been trying to hand feed him, or at least train him to be hand fed. He is a lot more active and a lot more curious than the Apistogramma cacatuoides, which are in this tank. These guys are pretty shy and they like to stay towards the bottom. These guys like to stay towards the middle of the tank, top of the tank, bottom of the tank. It doesn't really matter to the male or the female that's in here. There's a female right over there in the back corner. She's a little bit more skittish than the male is. He's certainly not afraid of much, and when she gets afraid, she likes to swim near him. So these guys are doing pretty well. I've had them for about 6 weeks. They've been growing very, very well. The female has almost doubled in size, I'd say, and the male has definitely gained some color. He's starting to get some red in his bottom fins. He's got some bunch more yellow in his back fin. His dorsal fin is definitely coloring up to be a nice red and orange and yellow. So he's a really good looking fish. She's a great looking fish. They've been pair bonding really, really well recently. He's been displaying to her, and she hasn't really been responding a whole lot, but she definitely prefers his presence and follows him around the tank. So those two guys are doing pretty well. This is a pretty nice little view that I have over here in my little fish room with this little 15-gallon, this little 10-gallon. I'll probably be switching the Apistogramma Macmasteri into the 20-gallon or the 15-gallon once they grow up a little bit, since they get quite a bit larger than the Apistogramma cacatuoides that are in this tank. Or I might just end up picking up another 15-gallon tank and switching this 10-gallon to a 15-gallon. I do have another project going on right here. This is a shrimp project that my girlfriend and I are working on. The tank on the left does have some dirt on the bottom. This is both of our first time using dirt, so we decided, since this was going to be a mostly planted tank, we'd start out with some dirt. We chose bonsai soil, not the Akidama soil that's made out of clay or peat or whatever the heck it's made out of. This is basically slow release soil, which has earthworm castings in it, it has peat moss in it, it's got a few other things in it. I believe it has vermiculite in it, or no, perlite possibly. And we have some gravel on the top, which was added yesterday. We stirred up the soil a little bit when we were adding water into here, so we've got a 10-gallon capacity sponge filter on about the 2 gallons of water that are in here right now. So the plan is to move the 2 red cherry shrimp and all the Malaysian trumpet snails that are in that 2.5 gallon aquarium, and then move them over here so this can be the hospital tank or a little grow out tank for Apistogramma cacatuoides or Macmasteri when they're willing to breed. So this is our little project. Eventually the shrimp soil will end up over that substrate right there, and the shrimp will be hopefully happy. I'm not going to be adding a heater to this aquarium right here, as the red cherry shrimp really don't mind the 70-degree room temperature that I've gotten here. So yeah, that's my short update. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope your fish are doing well. Hope you're doing well. Rate, comment, subscribe, and should be coming out with a few new Apisto Talk videos coming up pretty soon, so watch out for that.